won't take a leadership role. This is going to go on and on and on for the next 14, 15 months.
Not a pretty picture. James Woolsey, thank you very much for being with us again. Always appreciated, sir. Thank you.
Good to be with you, Stuart.
So, to the market, please. The Dow trading well above 17,100. How about that? High for the day at this moment. So is the obvious question. Will the Dow hit 18,000 by the end of the year? Here's a market watcher. His name is Andrew Arons. So, what do you say? 18K end of year?
It's possible. Anything's possible.
Is it likely?
Is it likely? Going into the end of the year is typically a pretty good year in the markets. November and December, really good months in the market. I do think it's a possibility. A 6% move from here is not out of the question.
Now, you told me earlier that between November and April, there is a track record historically of the Dow moving. What's the record?
Well, I mean, the Dow Jones Industrial Average from November to May is up 75% of the time. So there's a very good chance that we may see a little bit of a move here. November
through May, up 75% of the time. That's a pretty compelling statistic.
Right. So, I mean, if you were looking at the odds, you would think that maybe we're going to go higher here.
Do you put a lot of store in these kind of historical comparisons?
I look at a lot of the patterns that exist in the marketplace. If people see what they are, they're pretty astounding, the numbers, and I think it's a really good idea, you know, when you have a portfolio to understand that these patterns exist and be cognizant of it.
Okay, now if I'm 65 years old, looking at retirement fairly soon, I've got a bunch of money in stocks, I've done quite well. Bearing in mind your probability of 18K, possibility, you don't think that I should dump a lot of those stocks?
I think that the market may surprise some people here. We had a lot of bad news come out over the last several months, and the market's still hanging in there pretty tight here at around 17.1. So 6% move would be 18,000, going into a very positive time in the market right now.
You can come back on this program because you have reassured a lot of people out there, and myself included. Andrew, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Stuart. I appreciate it.
Good stuff. Next one. Dell is buying EMC. This is the biggest tech deal ever. You believe that? Jolene Kent is here. What is Dell getting with EMC?
Dell needs to pivot. PC sales are the primary driver of its revenue, how it makes money. And PC sales, according to Gartner, down 11% this year. Not good. People are buying phones and tablets instead. Sure. And so they're buying EMC, which is a company that does software and storage and things for other big businesses on the IT side. Cloud storage, important things that everyone needs. And so Dell is trying to pivot and change its entire business model. And Michael Dell, who took the company private 2 years ago, he's going to take over.
That's a bold, brave move.
It's a very bold move.
Very, very pricey one,
$67 billion.
Yeah,
it's a big
massive.
gamble.
Michael Dell coming out there. He's taking control of this.
We'll see how this works, though. Remember, the competitors are super